Killer whales are the symbol of British Columbia, and you can see them along most of the coastline. But here in Vancouver, there are a few different places along West Vancouver and Bowen Island specifically that are the best to look out for. I'm Fred, the Orca Man, and today we're going to explore a few of those spots to give you the best opportunity to see whales in this amazing place. It's bright and early now, so join me in exploring the world of orcas. So the sound you hear is the eagles chirping. This is the entrance to Lighthouse Park, one of the premier spots in Vancouver as far as I'm concerned for seeing wildlife, specifically whales. As we go down, I'll show you sites on the east and west side of the park so that you can see the best place to be for killer whales depending on where they're coming from. To get to this park, you can access it by car and transit. For cars, it should be noted that you do have to pay just to make sure that you do that up front. There are restrooms just here on the front in terms of porta potties, and then as you go further down, there are several porta potties or other outhouses down the walk. And with that, let's go check it out. When you walk far enough down the path in the beginning, you'll find a little awning over there with some information, but you're going to want to keep on going straight down the path in order to find the lookouts where you'll have the best opportunity to see whales. There's also a trash can. When you get to the end of the path down Lighthouse Park, there's a few different places that you can go. There's spots to the east, spots to the west, and they all serve a different purpose depending on where you know whales are coming from. They're also very beautiful in their own right in different ways. But how will you know where the whales are coming from? In Washington and BC, there are multiple whale sightings Facebook groups where people report when they see whales. In Howe Sound, there are two groups, Howe Sound, Atkinson, and Vancouver Whales and Cetaceans, and the Howe Sound and Sea to Sky Wildlife Sightings group. When members in either of these groups see whales, they will report them by sharing information that they know, like the kinds of whales, the direction they're going, and what time it was when they saw them. If you join these groups, trust that people will report if they do see whales. Do not ask if anyone's seen whales today. And before I continue the video, I just wanted to put some basic reminders, like leave no trace, respect everybody that you're sharing the space with, and this information is intended to be used for land-based sightings. If you're trying to see wildlife on a private vessel, you can refer to the Be Whale Wise guidelines for local regulation. I'd also recommend you take the free whale-safe boating course from the Marine Education and Research Society, as it teaches you not only how to keep the whales safe, but also yourself on the water. If you see a whale, you can contribute to these sightings, and also report your sighting on the Whale Report app run by OceanWise. Reports from the app are used to inform research and the Whale Report alert system, which alerts nearby large vessels to the whale's presence. Now let's get back to where you can actually see whales. We're going to start on the east side of Lighthouse Park, looking towards the Lionsgate Bridge, telling you not only about the area there and showing you what it looks like, but how to know that that's the right place to go depending on where you hear whales are. So right now we're on the east side of Lighthouse Park with a view of the Lionsgate Bridge and Vancouver off in the distance. And this place is excellent if you're hearing that whales are coming from the Lionsgate Bridge heading west, so towards the Georgia Strait. But this is them coming out of Burrard Inlet, and it's really only good if the whales themselves are hugging the north side, so North Vancouver, West Vancouver, and making their way out. Otherwise, if you hear them on Bowen, they're going to be on the west side of Lighthouse, which we'll go to just now. So that was the east side of Lighthouse Park. And now we're off to the west to see not only the areas that exist there, there's a few different spots to go along, but the views, right? We have different opportunities to see whales coming from the north down through Howe Sound and also coming up through the Georgia Strait. For now, we're gonna head to Shore Pine Trail. That way we'll be able to see more of that east coast side. The east point, once you go down, is a lot of the same view that we just saw, and it's a little bit more downhill. For this one, like I said, we get to see the whole opening of the west side into the Georgia Strait. Be careful where you step. All right, you will hit a fork down this trail, and when you do, this fork, you're gonna stay to your left to be alongside the water. Okay, up here is a lookout to our left. The Shore Pine Trail continues along on our right. We're gonna go up to the trail. We'll be able to see what that view looks like. I'll be able to point out a few of the landmarks so that you can know where they are. And maybe we'll see a whale. Probably not, but we can try. The goal is to show you where you can when the whales are more around. Let's go. Okay, so this is one of the viewpoints along the Shore Point Trail, and here you have a great view of Bowen Island. So this is the southeast side of Bowen Island, all the way across to Vancouver Island, and then the body of water between here and there is called the Georgia Strait. And so around here, we see killer whales often go along the south side of Bowen, and if you're going east, so towards Vancouver from Bowen Island, this is an excellent spot to be, only because when you look at Bowen, the south side is, you know, that end that we just see across there, and we follow the whales kind of in their direction on the south side. We can see them for the majority of time if they are spotted from Bowen on their way into Burrard. So at this place, you can scramble, you can make your way to the top of the rocks over here on this front. I wouldn't recommend going into the water. It's pretty cold, and also there's other places to do that if you so wish. Don't get in the water with whales. That being said, I do love this spot in particular because one time about 4 years ago, my partner and I, we came out here for a picnic, and when we showed up, we heard, you know, one big splat every so often. And when we were walking, we didn't know exactly what it was. And then once we got here to the lookout, we were able to, you know, not only see the water, but a humpback. There's tail slapping. His name, I ended up finding out, was Malachite. He's very small, or younger, juvenile male at the time. Just having fun. That being said, it's another example of the fact of even just by being here, you do have a chance at seeing them. Also, just behind me here is the University of British Columbia. Go Thunderbirds. But to give you a sense of position and direction, that is almost directly south towards the end of the peninsula in Vancouver. Below that is Richmond and the airport and everything else kind of beyond. If there are whales spotted around UBC, you won't be able to see them from here unless you have a super powerful lens. But in other instances, my friends and I actually have been able to see whales not only, you know, 4 to 5 miles out with binoculars, if the lighting is correct and, you know, set up well for you on a good day. And that is a brief overview of Lighthouse Park. My name is Fred and I'm the Orca Man. If you'd like to find more whale watching spots along Howe Sound, feel free to check out my land-based whale watching guide for other spots and videos like this to show you where to go and what to look for.